Welcome back to the Hennisphere, everyone, and welcome to Six Flags Fiesta, Texas for another week of updates. This time it will be transitioning from Fright Fest to Holiday in the Park. As you can see, the sign is already up at the front of the park and also right here around Boomerang in the plaza area. I'm gonna show you all the updates to the DC Universe rides and also some work around Kid Flash, actually. A little bit of work has been done to the grounds around it. And then also I just want to say happy birthday to all of the Marines out there. November 10th is today, and happy Veterans Day to everyone who's ever served in any branch, in any capacity, active, reserve, doesn't matter. Thank you for all that you've done, keeping our country free and safe. Over here at the normal spot in the parking lot next to light pole number 30, we don't have a lot of changes, but one thing that is new are all of these pieces right here. Some new building material, either steel or aluminum. This is the only thing that's been added that was not here last week. The heavy equipment, that's not here anymore. The wood is still back there, but not too much has changed here in the parking lot. The new Holiday in the Park sign is up. Out with the Halloween, in with the Christmas. Well, they have a very different soundtrack playing, and it is loud in here. You can also see all the tinsel is up on all the buildings. There's a lot of lights that are on, but you can't really see them yet. Oh, you can see this purple right here, barely, on that tree. It's gonna look really good once the sun goes down. Now, it might not actually be Kid Flash related at all, but right across this little vegetation area, there's a box that has been placed on a slab. And park president has said on Instagram that he wants people to start guessing what it is. My guess is that it's going to be the sign, much like the other rides have signs, like there's Cyborg. And it's going to be a sign for the Metropolis Transit Authority, I believe. I think it'll give a really cool photo op if you have the sign right about here, and then if you pan over, you'll be able to see the quote-unquote monorail going around. And there are 2 of these trains on the track now, 2 monorails. So progress has been made this week. And over here, where Cyborg is, you can see the shade canopies, the red stuff right there has been installed. Further along that wall right here, you can see some lighting is being hooked up, all those exposed wires there. And then for the Metropolis Transit Authority station / maintenance area, they have constructed another floor. So that is about 3 stories tall now. It's looking great. Last week I mentioned the caution tape had been removed from these seats right here, but it was actually still there. Well, today I can tell you it has been removed. There's no caution tape hanging from the seats on Cyborg. Right further over here, we can get a better look of all the construction equipment that's parked underneath the structure there. Lots of scissor lifts. It looks like this is gonna go pretty quick. All of this construction is gonna be completed hopefully in the next month or month and a half. It looks like the Shazam Tower has been testing recently because the water dummies are sitting on the ride. It's a great sign. The shade structure looks to be partially complete. I'm not sure if they're gonna put this all the way around the other side. They've got about 180 degrees of it set up. Also, that building behind the tower with all the gray splotches, definitely looks like progress is being made on that building as well. It's good to see Batman the Ride operating today because it happens to be the last day that it will operate until sometime next year after a refurbishment is done. If you remember last week it was closed and I had a feeling that it was not going to reopen for this weekend, but I was wrong. People are riding it. Here on Rockville's Main Street, they still have the little house facades up for trick-or-treating from Fright Fest, but they have the Christmas tree fully decked out. Well, no Wave Runner today. Not sure why it's closed. Well, Pandemonium has a pretty long line today, and I got to be honest, I don't think that it normally does. This is kind of impressive for a ride that's been here for so long and is always rumored to be getting removed. With all the ride removal rumors that have been circulating in the Six Flags chain, I do tend to wonder if a ride was going to get removed here at this park, which one would it be? And I think this one would probably be in the top 2 for roller coasters, if I had to guess. The other one would be another one that I'll talk about in a minute. Fireball is also closed today. I believe it's been open almost every week that I've been here in the last 9 weeks. Another thing reported by the park president this week on Instagram is that new Christmas Carol shows will be taking place throughout the park this year, and 2 of them will be right here in front of Daredevil Dive and the Whistle Stop train station. So right here will be Dickens carolers as well as Crack Axle carolers. Now, a huge update on Dr. Diabolical's cliffhanger was announced just this week, and that is that the height requirement has been lowered to 48 inches tall. I believe it was 54 inches. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. And now to our normal ride closure update on Roadrunner Express, which is there is no update, unfortunately. But I will say, because of the manufacturer of this ride, and we can tell by now that it's taking a while to get parts, I think this one is probably the other roller coaster that potentially would be removed from this park if something had to go to cut costs. I know about Iron Rattler and Wonder Woman, Golden Lasso, way back over there. I know that they have a lot of issues and they are extremely high maintenance, but I don't see this park actually closing those rides, some of the best rides. I think they would go more with one of the smaller rides like Roadrunner Express or Pandemonium, because the plot of land could be turned into a bigger coaster in the end. Now the sun is not completely down yet, but you can start to see all of the lights that are set up and turned on, and they look great. There's so many that are not on right now that are strung up, but it's gonna look so good once Holiday in the Park is officially here. I can already smell the s'mores and the hot chocolate. I love when the park is nice and cool and you've got warm things to eat. But it should be noted that the park hours are very different now that Fright Fest is over. Right now, the park is not open on Fridays, and it is open 12 to 7 on Saturdays and 12 to 6 on Sundays, which is today. So it is 5:46 right now, and pretty much everyone is making their way to the exit. Well, that is gonna do it for another update from Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. This is a little different because the park hours have changed. I'm leaving pretty much right before the park closes. And I will say, everything looks great already for Holiday in the Park. The setup is nowhere near complete, but it's gonna look amazing once November 23rd rolls around. And I'm really hoping the temperature drops. And I'm also hoping at some point I can finish the Outlaw Run coaster ranking, because right now I just haven't found the time, but we will see. I'm sure that there will be some sort of announcement for that box that's near Kid Flash and what it's going to be. My guess is still a sign, like an entry queue sign for the Metropolis Transit Authority. But who knows? Maybe it's a statue of a DC character. Who knows? But anyway, if I hear anything about Roadrunner Express or any of the other rides that are closed, I will make sure to put that in the next video. The crowds overall were really light today. I think everyone got their fix with Fright Fest, and now they're waiting until Holiday in the Park begins. But again, check back every Monday on the channel around 5:45 p.m. Central Time for a new video. that was another day in the Hennisphere.